Hello. Welcome back to Sabbath School Flashcards. It is Monday, February 3rd, 2020, and the title for today's lesson is An Uninvited Guest. Read Daniel 5:5-8. Reading, In the same hour, came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaister of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and this knee smote one against another. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, wise Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. And the king spake, and said to the wise men of Babylon, Whosoever shall read this writing, and show me the interpretation thereof, shall be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. Then came in all the king's wise men. But they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. What happens, and why does the king respond as he does? In what ways does this account parallel Daniel 2, and why is that parallel important? Let's see Psalm 96:5. Reading. For all the gods of the nations are idols. But the Lord made the heavens. Also, Colossians 1:15-17. Reading. Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature? For by him were all things created, that are in heaven, and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones, or dominions, or principalities, or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him, all things consist. Be prepared to discuss your answers in class on Sabbath. As Nebuchadnezzar does in previous crises, referencing Daniel 2:2, and Daniel 4:7, Belshazzar calls the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers to clarify the mysterious writing. And to make sure that they give their best, the king promises them extravagant honors. 1. Purple clothing. A color worn by royalty in ancient times, as seen in Esther 8:15. Reading, And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple, and the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. 2. A chain of gold, which was a sign of high social status. Referencing Genesis 41:42, And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And, 3. The position of third ruler in the kingdom. This last reward reflects accurately the historical circumstances of Babylon at that time. Because Belshazzar was second ruler as co-regent with his father, Nabonidus, he offers the position of third ruler. But despite the tempting rewards, the sages once again fail to provide an explanation. On top of all his sins, then, the king attempts to find wisdom in the wrong place. The Babylonian experts cannot uncover the meaning of the message. It is written in their own language, Aramaic, as we shall see tomorrow, but they cannot make sense of the words. This might remind us of what the Lord speaks through Isaiah. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hidden. Quoting Isaiah 29:14, New King James Version. After quoting this verse, the Apostle Paul states, Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? For since, in the wisdom of God, the world through wisdom did not know God, it pleased God through the foolishness of the message preached to save those who believe. Quoting from 1 Corinthians 1:20 and 21, New King James Version. Some truths are too important to be left for humans to try to figure out for themselves. That's why God, instead, reveals these truths to us. Think about what the rewards were going to be, and given what was to soon follow, how worthless those rewards really were. What should this tell us about just how fleeting things in the world can be, and why we always need to keep the perspective of eternity in mind in all that we do? Bring your answer to class on Sabbath. This is Witness Glenn. Have a safe day.